The galaxy never feared humans in the beginning. To the alien empires, humans were slow. Confused newcomers who struggled to understand advanced science. They believed Earth was hundreds of years behind them. They believed humans would take centuries to master teleporters and stargates. They believed wrong. Humanity did not chase teleportation technology like the rest of the galaxy. While alien species built portals that could move armies across light years, humans focused on something else, something older, something louder. Something deadly simple. They built railguns. The story begins far from Earth. On a quiet alien world known as Varon 6, it was a research planet, peaceful and calm, filled with scientists from the Varon Empire. For 30 years they worked on perfecting teleporters. Their dream was to create a device that could teleport entire fleets instantly. They believed this would make them the strongest empire in the galaxy. Every day, the sky above Varon 6 was filled with bright blue teleport flashes. Energy arcs would dance across the horizon as new experiments fired. The aliens were proud of their progress. They thought nothing could surprise them anymore, but something was coming, something they were not prepared for. Late one night, the sensors on Varon 6 detected a strange object. It entered the system at incredible speed. Too fast for any known ship, it had no teleport signature, no warp trail, no energy signal, just a silent piece of metal moving faster than anything the aliens had ever measured. The defense system tried to target it, but the object moved like a shooting star. A small line of fire across the sky. Then it fell, down through the clouds, straight toward the Teleport Research Center. There was no warning, no message, no light. Only a thunderous impact that shook the entire planet. The explosion leveled half the facility in an instant. Buildings turned to dust, screens shattered. The shock wave traveled for kilometers. Scientists were knocked off their feet. Alarms screamed through every hallway. For 3 long seconds, the sky turned white. Then everything went silent when the dust settled. The aliens stared at a massive crater, but this was not a normal explosion crater. It was perfect, almost smooth like it was carved by a machine. No radiation, no energy marks, no strange particles, just pure kinetic destruction. The alien commanders studied the remains and grew terrified. Whatever hit them came from outside their solar system. That was impossible. Teleporters had limits. Warp drives needed energy trails. Ships could not move that fast. They gathered the fragments of the object. It was a metal slug, a simple magnetic projectile. Old technology, primitive technology. Yet more powerful than anything their empire had ever seen. They named it the Silent Lance. They believed it came from some ancient race, something lost in time, something mysterious and powerful. But it did not come from an ancient civilization. It did not come from a forgotten empire. It came from Earth, from humans, from a group of engineers who believed that teleporters were not the future. Physics was. Humans had built railguns capable of launching metal projectiles across star systems. No energy signature, no teleport flash, no warning, just raw speed and force across the galaxy. Alien leaders watched the report from Varon 6 and trembled. They had always prepared for energy wars, teleport ambushes, and portal invasions. They never prepared for a weapon this simple, this silent, this unstoppable. And every empire asked the same question. If humans could fire this shot from across a system, what else were they hiding? Because this was only the first shot, the first warning, the first sign that humanity had finally entered the galactic stage, not with teleporters, not with advanced portals, but with railguns powerful enough to reshape the galaxy. And the aliens had no idea what was coming next, the news of the destruction. On Varon 6 traveled across the stars faster than any ship. Every major alien empire received the same shocking report, a research world destroyed by a single metal projectile. No energy blast, no teleport attack, no strange weapon, just force, pure unstoppable force. In the grand halls of the Varan High Council, fear spread like a cold wind. Leaders whispered to one another, asking the same question again and again: who could build such a weapon? No species had ever fired a projectile from outside a solar system. No species had reached that level of kinetic precision. But someone had, and they had done it without warning. The council called an emergency meeting. Scientists, generals, and diplomats filled the chamber. Screens displayed the crater, the destruction, and the small metal slug recovered from the site. Every leader stared in disbelief. The weapon seemed too simple to be so powerful. Yet the evidence was right in front of them. General Carthan, one of the oldest military commanders, stepped forward. His voice shook as he spoke. This attack could collapse our entire empire if we do not understand it. No one argued, no one even blinked. For centuries, alien empires fought wars with teleporters and energy beams. The battlefield was predictable. Armies appeared through portals, fleets teleporting into each other's space. Defense systems tracked energy signatures and responded instantly. It was a clean, controlled way of war, no surprises, no unknown threats, but kinetic weapons. Weapons with no energy signature. Weapons that moved at impossible speeds. Those were terrifying. The galaxy had forgotten such weapons even existed. Railguns were ancient history to them, useless, outdated, primitive. Why use metal when you could use teleporters? Why use force when you could use energy? But humanity thought differently. And now the galaxy was paying the price for underestimating Earth. Meanwhile, in the Zyrak Dominion, another powerful alien empire, tension filled their war rooms. The Zyrak were known for their pride and confidence. They always saw themselves as unbeatable, but not today. Not after seeing the Varan 6 report. Admiral Victor pressed his claws against the holoscreen showing the metal slug. Look at it, he growled. No energy, no technology, nothing fancy. But it destroyed a fortress from another star system. His officers exchanged worried glances. The Zyrak had massive fleets and teleport cannons, but none of those could stop a projectile traveling at near-light speed. In the Union of Light, a peaceful alliance of smaller species, fear became panic. Their diplomats argued endlessly. Some said it was a warning shot from a new empire. Others believed it was a message from an ancient civilization waking from the dark. A few even whispered that the universe itself was changing. But only one empire knew the truth. Only one knew who fired the shot: the Arkan Observatory, the most advanced scientific group in the galaxy. Trace the projectile's trajectory. The path led to a small blue planet, a planet classified as low-tech, a planet barely explored by the galaxy Earth. The observatory director almost refused to believe the results. How can humans build such a weapon? She whispered. They were still learning basic teleportation last century. But the math did not lie. The shot came from Earth, across the galaxy. Fear transformed into something else: urgency, determination. A race to understand humans before they fired the next shot. Some empires prepared for war, some prepared for peace talks, some prepared for evacuation plans, but all agreed on one thing: if humans had railguns powerful enough to hit planets across star systems, then the galaxy had just entered a new era. An era shaped not by teleporters, not by portals, but by the will of humanity. And humanity was only getting started. While the alien empires panicked and argued, Earth remained strangely calm. Humans did not send messages. They did not issue warnings. They did not announce their new weapon to the galaxy. They simply watched, quiet and patient, like hunters waiting for the prey to step into the open. In a hidden base on Earth's moon, a group of engineers monitored the reaction across alien space. These engineers were part of Project Horizon, a secret human program created after early contact with alien explorers. When humans first learned about teleport technology, they knew they could never match the galaxy's speed in energy science. So they chose a different path, a path no alien expected. Humans built weapons designed to ignore teleport shields, ignore energy barriers, ignore the rules of modern warfare. Weapons that relied on physics alone, weapons that could not be blocked, hacked, or redirected. The first was the railgun that hit Varan 6, but it was not the only one, not even close inside the lunar base. Commander Jace Rowan stood before a massive hologram of Earth's secret arsenal. His team consisted of scientists, soldiers, and strategists, all of them focused on one mission: protect humanity using simplicity and force. Jace pointed to the largest weapon on the screen. It was shaped like a long cylinder stretching across the moon's surface. "This is the Zeus coil," he said calmly. A railgun able to fire a projectile across 2 star systems. The engineers nodded proudly. This single weapon could destroy an empire's capital from light days away. No teleporter could stop it. No shield could slow it. Next, the hologram shifted to a fleet of dark, angular ships. "These are kinetic strike ships," Jace continued. "They carry no lasers, no teleporters, nothing advanced. They only carry slugs. They fire from outside enemy detection range and leave before anyone knows they were there." Simple, cheap, unstoppable. Another display appeared, showing a strange rotating ring in orbit above Mars. "And this," Jace said with a small smile, "is the navigator array. It predicts enemy teleport locations by watching gravity shifts. With it, we can see where armies will teleport before they arrive. Humans could not teleport perfectly, but they could study those who did, one by one." Earth's hidden weapons appeared on the screen: magnetic storm launchers, planet-to-planet shock missiles, stealth satellites that used orbit trajectories to stay invisible, everything based on science that aliens called outdated, everything built for the simple purpose of survival. While this arsenal was revealed to the human team, alien empires finally made their move. The Varan Empire sent a diplomatic probe to Earth's orbit. Their message was nervous and cautious. "Humans, we seek peace and understanding," the probe transmitted, but Earth remained silent. They did not respond. The Zirak Dominion, however, chose aggression. They sent a fleet of teleport-equipped warships to the edge of the solar system. Their commanders believed humans would surrender when faced with superior numbers. They were wrong, very wrong, the moment the Zirak ships appeared. The navigator array detected their teleport surge. Commander Jace received the alert. He stayed calm. "Prepare the kinetic interceptors," he ordered. Far above Mars, small metal pods launched silently. No engines, no heat, just cold metal propelled by magnetic fields. They accelerated faster and faster until they were almost invisible. By the time the Zirak fleet detected the incoming threat, it was too late. The pods struck their ships with devastating force. No explosions, no light, just sudden destruction. Half the Zirak fleet vanished in seconds. The remaining ships panicked. Teleporting away to safety, Earth did not chase them. Earth did not speak. Earth simply watched. Every alien empire saw what happened. Humans had not only revealed their arsenal, they had demonstrated it quietly, efficiently, without mercy. And now the galaxy finally understood humanity did not need teleporters. Humanity did not need advanced energy weapons. Humanity only needed physics, and physics was absolute. The destruction of the Zirak fleet echoed through the galaxy like thunder. No one had expected humans to strike so fast, so silently, so accurately. Every empire now understood a brutal truth: humanity did not fight like them. Humanity did not warn, negotiate, or show fear. Humanity calculated trajectories and let physics do the rest. The galaxy had entered a new kind of war, a war not defined by teleport flashes or energy beams, but by speed, angle, distance, and timing. A war of trajectories in the center of alien space. The grand coalition of species met for the first time in 200 years. Leaders from 23 empires filled the circular chamber. The atmosphere was thick with fear and tension. Every holoscreen displayed the same terrifying images. Zirac warships shattered by tiny metal pods. Varan 6's crater glowing in the sunlight, and the calculated path of the railgun shot that originated from Earth. The coalition leader, Chancellor Velter, raised a trembling hand. "We face an enemy unlike any we have known," he said. "They fight without teleporters, without energy weapons. Without hesitation, they use physics like a blade." His words caused murmurs of fear across the chamber. Some empires demanded peace. "We must speak with Earth," they argued. Others demanded war. "We must stop humans before they fire again." But none of them knew how to stop a weapon that moved faster than their sensors could track. Meanwhile, far away on Earth's moon, Commander Jace Rowan watched the galaxy's reaction unfold. He stood inside the Navigator Array control room. Screens surrounding him displayed predictions, calculations, and possible enemy movements. His team worked in silence. They knew what was coming. Multiple teleport signatures detected. One operator reported. "Locations?" Jace asked calmly. "All around the outer solar system." Jace took a slow breath. The coalition had made its decision. They were sending fleets. Across the edges of the solar system, bright flashes of blue and white appeared as alien warships teleported into position. Dozens of fleets, hundreds of ships, all heavily armed. Their commanders believed they were surrounding Earth. But they were wrong. They were walking into a trap they could not see. The Navigator Array activated fully for the first time. Massive rings rotated around its core, tracking gravitational ripples from teleport jumps. It created a perfect three-dimensional map of all enemy ships. Jace nodded. "Begin Operation Falling Hammer," he ordered. Deep beneath the lunar surface, railguns the size of mountains prepared to fire. Magnetic coils hummed, building power. Each projectile was small, no larger than a car, but when launched at near-light speed, each one could tear through a battleship like it was paper. The first shot fired, then the second, then the third. Multiple railguns launched slugs into space. The projectiles crossed thousands of kilometers in seconds. Alien ships did not even have time to raise shields. The slugs punched through hulls, slicing ships clean in half across the outer system. Explosions lit up the darkness. Alien captains shouted in panic. "Where is the fire coming from? How are they tracking us so accurately?" There was no answer. Only destruction. The coalition attempted to teleport their ships out of danger. But the Navigator Array saw every teleport surge before it happened. Jace directed new shots, adjusting for the incoming jumps. Every time a ship prepared to teleport, a slug was already on its trajectory. When they arrived at their new location, the slug arrived with them and destroyed them instantly. The galaxy had never seen warfare like this. No warnings, no battles, just precision, cold and unstoppable. Within 1 hour, half of the coalition fleets were gone. The others retreated in terror, teleporting away to safety, leaving behind debris fields that glittered like broken stars. On Earth's moon, the firing finally stopped. Jace looked at the dark space filled with drifting remnants of alien arrogance. "This is what happens," he said quietly. "When the galaxy forgets the power of simple weapons, the war of trajectories had begun. And humanity was winning. The galaxy had never known fear like this. Entire fleets destroyed by silent metal slugs. Teleport armies erased before their arrival. And every empire now understood the truth. Humanity was not just powerful. Humanity was unstoppable. But the alien empires were not finished yet. After their crushing defeat in the War of Trajectories, The Grand Coalition formed a desperate plan. They believed humanity was too dangerous to live, too unpredictable, too willing to strike first. So the Coalition built the largest fleet in galactic history, a fleet of over 1,000 ships, a final armada meant to crush Earth forever. In a deep chamber of the Coalition capital, leaders met in silence. Their faces were pale, their bodies shaking, yet they forced themselves to stand tall. Humanity must fall, Chancellor Velter declared. If we do not stop them now, no empire will survive. Every leader nodded, despite their fear. They believed this was their last chance, across the galaxy. The final armada activated its teleport engines. Blue and white light filled the void as ship after ship vanished into warp space. Their destination was the edge of the solar system. Their mission was destruction, meanwhile on Earth's moon. Commander Jace Rowan watched the navigator array come alive with warnings. Massive teleport surge detected, an operator reported. Jace narrowed his eyes. How many ships? 1,000? Maybe more. Silence filled the room. For the first time, even the human operators felt a cold fear, but Jace did not panic. He stepped forward with calm determination. This is the last battle, he said. And we will end it with one shot. His team looked confused. One shot? A young engineer asked. Jace nodded. Yes. He activated a restricted file, a weapon so secret that even most humans did not know it existed. A weapon called the Spear of Soul. It was the largest railgun ever built by humanity. Hidden deep beneath the surface of Mercury, powered by the sun itself, almost 100 kilometers long. A cannon designed not to defeat a fleet, but to reshape the galaxy's understanding of war. As the Coalition armada teleported into the solar system, the space around them lit up with brilliant flashes. Ship after ship arrived in perfect formation. Thousands of teleport signatures formed a wall of metal. Their commanders felt confident. They believed humans could not target so many ships at once. They believed they were safe. They were wrong. Deep below Mercury's burning surface, the Spear of Soul charged. Massive magnetic coils hummed with power. The entire planet vibrated with energy. Jace watched from the lunar base, his voice calm and steady. Target the center of their formation. The engineers hesitated. But Commander, we cannot destroy all of them with one projectile. Jace looked at the screen with steady eyes. We don't need to, he said. We only need to hit the right point. The Spear of Soul fired. There was no light, no explosion, just a silent launch. A single metal spear shooting through space faster than any weapon ever created. The Coalition fleets detected nothing, no energy signature, no warning. Just a sudden distortion in their formation as the slug passed through the center. It punched through 10 ships in a straight line, then continued traveling at near light speed. But the real impact was not the punch itself. The center of the formation collapsed. Ships crashed into one another, teleport drives overloaded. Explosions spread like wildfire through the armada. Chain reactions tore through ship after ship. What began as one single shot became a storm of destruction. Within minutes, the greatest fleet in galactic history was gone.